Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. Before I jump into the charts, just want to mention that on Tuesday, wickedstocks.com put out a stock pick on Upstart Holdings, an AI stock lending platform. You might want to check it out on the precipice of a big move, and we give you all the conditions necessary for entering that trade. Anyway, let's jump into Wednesday's daily Tesla report. I'm going to talk about this chart very briefly, weekly bar chart. We are clearly above the 337.37 two-year channel top, or nearly two-year channel top. And this, if this image were Friday afternoon after the close, I'd say we are in a long-term buy signal. But it really is not so fast. With these long-term signals oftentimes require a bit of time for them to play out entirely, especially if you're going to use the weekly chart as your sort of core signal, the basis of your signal. And so it really does come down to the daily chart is at 338.11. You can see both levels illustrated far right. And yes, 1% above the weekly chart version of 337.37 is 340.75. So if we can close Friday at 340.75 or higher, we enter a long-term buy signal. But I'm not going to jump into that just yet. I do want to show, I think, two key points here that I think have consequences for the rest of the week. So right now, a bit of dilly-dallying is the technical term that I would call this. We're clearly above channel resistance, now support, trading on both sides of it as the market hesitates. Box continues to make up its mind in terms of, are we in a long-term buy signal or not? And so what I have illustrated here is 350 even. That is the high settlement price that was put out a week ago Monday, over a week ago. And I have it as an intraday resistance level because while I don't think it is an incredibly sellable resistance area like for the day or through the rest of the week, I do think it can contain intraday activity and we could fall back into the upper 330s from there. But if we push through 350 even, 365.77 is likely today. And if we close today above 350 even, in other words, that would also be a settlement above Monday's high. And Monday, by the way, still has the high and low of the week. So if we close above 350 even, it does satisfy a couple of requirements for assuming meaningful bullish continuation into later week. And so in other words, really what I'm saying here is if we can close above 350 even today, and for those of you who are antsy to go long, or maybe you already are long based on recent activity, then you've got a sigh of relief, I think, as the market is then likely to close the week above 337.37 by that required 1% margin, then indicating 414.49, the November 21 high. Within, this could be a 3 to 5 week move. It could take a couple of months, 499.93 over the next 3 to 5 months. And I'm just going based on kind of this April low against the recent highs. This could certainly take 6 months or more. But if we close this week, Friday, above 337.37 by the 1% margin of 340.75 or higher, I will be talking 499.93 as a long-term objective for weeks and months to come. Now for the downside, I'll take us back to this chart as well, and that is to say that nothing more than Monday's low of 330.01. So if we break, 337.37, which is the same formation on the weekly chart we find at 338.11, then yes, 330.01 is in reach today, and we can bounce there back into the upper 330s intraday. But if we close below 330.01, I think just the opposite. We have merely tested long-term resistance without settling above it on a weekly basis. I think you can anticipate then a meaningful bearish continuation. I've got 302.86. By the way, what I would expect within a day or two at the most would be 311.18. And I have 311.18 as a session containment level today because of the reality of how far south can we go if we break 330.01. We just might test 311.18, and I think that would be it for the day. But if we close below 330.01, I would begin expecting this descending channel bottom at 302.86. It'll get bumped up to a containment level, And, ultimately then, if we close the week below the 338.11 level on the daily chart, 337.37 on the weekly chart, if we close below all that on Friday, back to anticipating 275.70 to 284.75 as a likely 2 to 3 week target. So, we've got hesitation here. There's a degree of uncertainty. But I think I've outlined the parameters here. I think I've said it all. I'm looking for charts right now to see if there's anything I'd missed. And I can talk about this. That's the 365.77 resistance level. So, if we push 350 even today, we could actually reach 365.77 on an intraday basis. And I think that would probably be it. But if we close about 350 even, I see no good reason to be short Tesla through the rest of the week. We could potentially reach 384.29 by Friday's close. We've seen that kind of a rally, although I think that would likely spill into next week. Closing about 350 even is my recommendation to not be short Tesla through the rest of the week. And for those of you who have been wanting to go long on the early indication of a long-term buy signal above 337.37, that would materialize with a settlement today above 350 even. For those of you who are short the market right now and are looking for some sort of a sign that you're right, that we can anticipate bearish continuation into later year, that would come with a settlement today below 330.01. I think I've outlined it pretty well, and I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe, check out wickedstocks.com, and I'll be back tomorrow with Thursday's Tesla. You have a great day.